Hi, welcome back to another episode of Manifesting Monday. I'm your host, Shabana Knight, here on Organized Chaos, Season 2, Permission Granted. I'm so happy you're here. So, I was sitting on the couch this evening thinking, what am I going to do my podcast on tonight? And as I was sitting there, my middle child was lifting weights, my husband was watching a baseball movie, and my youngest decided she wanted to grab my energy drink, which was sitting on the other side of the room. So, she decided she would climb over the other couch, grab my drink, and when she was doing that, at the exact same time, my middle child was doing some kind of arm stretch that, of course, knocked the drink right out of her hand, and it spilled all over the couch. And immediately, it reminded me of a story that I wanted to tell you on the podcast. And yes, it was a sticky mess, and yes, we laughed. Well, David didn't, but me and the kids laughed, and then they cleaned it up. And hopefully it's cleaned up enough that the ants don't decide to come find the sugar residue. But I guess we'll discover that later this week. And that little moment got me thinking about a story from when my youngest Jasmine was a baby. At the time, I would go to a friend's house once a week for a play date with all three of my kids in tow, and I remember thinking I would love to have a sectional couch. But not just any sectional couch. I had a very specific one in mind. I had actually found it in a magazine. It was red, it had an ottoman, and it was $1,500. And at the time, that was way out of our budget, but I just figured it would happen. I would think about it, I would pray about it, I would see it in my mind's eyes, and I just knew that it was going to happen. And every week, the playdate would rotate to somebody else's house. And on this particular week, we went to a new friend's house. And I walk into the house, and guess what? I saw the couch. I couldn't believe it. It was the exact couch that I wanted, and it looked brand new. And of course, the words out of my mouth was like, oh my gosh, where did you get that couch from? This is the couch I've been looking for. And I jokingly was like, well, if you ever decide you want to sell it, please let me know. And then the play date continued. And then a couple days later, she texted me and she said, hey, if you're serious about the couch, we're actually considering buying a new one. My husband's not crazy about the color. And she was asking only $300. And I was like, oh my gosh, honey, like we have to buy this couch. This is the couch I want. So we bought the couch. And then I remember being on the phone with my dad, and I told him about this story about how we wanted a new couch and that they were too expensive. But then I was at my friend's house for a play date, and then she ended up selling the couch, and it was basically like brand new because they took such good care of the couch, and that we bought it, and it was only $300, and I was like just so happy about it. And then it was right around either my birthday or Christmas or something. And then literally like a week later, my dad sent me a card in the mail. I said, congratulations on the new couch. And he had sent me a check in the mail to pay for the couch. He said like, happy birthday, Merry Christmas kind of thing. And it was just so sweet. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, how amazing is that? Like I literally just like manifested the couch that I wanted within like less than 2 weeks. But it literally was like I had this very specific vision of what I wanted. I had found the couch. I knew exactly what it looked like. I knew I wanted it, but I also knew that the price was completely out of our budget. And then without me even trying to make it happen, the exact couch I wanted showed up in my life. Not only did it showed up for $300 instead of $1,500. And then almost immediately afterward, the money we needed to purchase it came through as a gift. And that is one of those little stories that has always stuck with me. Because sometimes we think manifesting has to be this huge dramatic thing. But sometimes it's simply saying, I would love that. Putting the desire out there and then being open to the possibility that it might come to you in a way you never expected. I wasn't searching Craigslist every day. I wasn't obsessing over finding a couch. I wasn't trying to figure out how I was going to make $1,500 appear. I simply knew what I wanted, and then I let life surprise me. And honestly, I think that's the part of the magic. Sometimes the things you want is already closer than you think. You just have to be willing to recognize it when it shows up. And who knows, maybe tonight's spilled energy drink is another little reminder of that, because sometimes the biggest message comes from the most ordinary moments. So friends, what are you wanting right now? What is that very specific thing that you would love to have experience, create, or call into your life? Maybe instead of immediately asking yourself, how am I ever going to make that happen? Try asking yourself, what if it could be easier than I think? And then take a breath, get curious, and leave a little room for life to surprise you, because you never know when your $1,500 couch might show up for $300 or already be paid for in full. Right now, I want to manifest $20,000 because I want to go on this trip to Italy. And if I do go, it needs to be paid in full by August 19th. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. And I just know that if I'm meant to go on this trip, the money will be provided for. The trip itself is like around $6,000. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. I know eventually one day I'll go to Italy, so if it's meant to be, it will. All right, sorry, off track, back on track, manifestation, all the fun stuff. All right, here are 3 takeaways. 1, be specific about what you want. You don't have to know exactly how it will happen. Get clear on the desire and allow the path to unfold. Takeaway number 2, don't assume it has to be hard. Sometimes we decide something is impossible because of the price, timing, or circumstance. Stay open to a different way. Ooh, that was juicy. Okay. Takeaway number 3, let life surprise you. Oh my gosh, these are amazing. Okay. You can put your desires out there without obsessing over them. Sometimes the perfect opportunity appears when you least expect it. Now here are 3 journal prompts. What is something I deeply desire right now, and can I get real specific about what it looks and feels like? Journal prompt number 2. Where in my life am I assuming something has to be difficult, expensive, or complicated? What if it could just be easy? Journal prompt number 3. What would I be open to receiving if I stopped trying to control exactly how my desires come to me? Now here are 3 mantras. Number 1. What I desire can come to me more easily than I think. Number 2. I can be clear about what I want without needing to know how it will happen. Number 3. I am open to being surprised by how beautifully things work out. And if you're feeling like you want a little extra clarity, I've got you. I have offerings ranging from $21 card pulls all the way up to $111 for energy readings. The silver package can be delivered straight to your mailbox as an audio reading, and the gold package is a live private Zoom session with me. So if you're feeling the nudge, check out the link in the show notes. Choose the option that feels right for you, and let's see what messages are waiting for you. And that is your Manifesting Monday for today. I'll see you next time. And remember, you've had the permission all along. It's within you. Love you. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Hey you. Yes you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. This episode is brought to you by My Energy Readings. Energy readings are one-on-one private Zoom sessions where I tap into your energy field and deliver exactly what your soul needs to hear. Scroll down to the bottom of my show notes to book your energy reading today, or just send me a DM. Can't wait to see you on Zoom. And until next time, know that you're amazing, know that I love you, and the world is going to keep on spinning, so you need to keep on showing up and doing the things that light you up, because that's what we need more of. People who are lit up and shine their light wherever they go. So keep manifesting, keep believing, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.